I'm Lisa and this is Barre. Today you're going to need a set of light weights. And then if you need something for balance, you can like grab a chair or whatever. I'm going to try to demonstrate without balance to show you that it's possible. We'll see. All right, cool. So we're going to get started warming up. So we are going to be standing. Let's stand with our toes forward this time. Feet about hip width apart. Palms facing the ceiling here. Slight bend at the elbow. From here, we're just going to lift our heels, releve and lower. Releve and lower. Good. You're going to reach your arms to the ceiling. Toes facing forward. Feet about hips width apart. Lift and lower. So in this positioning, your core is engaged right here. So you're not having your butt stick out. You're keeping your core nice and tight. It's lift and lower. So that's the stance we're going to keep all through Barre. So you're going to keep your shoulders, hips, and head all in a straight line there, keeping your core engaged. For another 4, 3, 2. Now hold high and releve. Lower the arms and lift. Lower and lift. So just warming up those shoulders here. Lower and lift. Keeping that little slight bend at the elbows. Palms facing the ceiling here. Keep that belly button towards the spine here. Belly tucked. For another 6, 5. After 4, we're going to pulse the releve. 3, 2, 1. Now your arms are going to be here. Pulse, pulse, pulse the releve. So your biceps and shoulders are working here isometrically. Just a little flutter, flutter, lift, lift, lift. You're just moving up and down an inch. Shoulders over hips here for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet are going to be wide, heels in, toes out. So we're just going to reach the opposite hand towards that opposite ankle as you slightly bend the knee, reaching the other arm back behind you. So it's reach and reach. And just let your gaze drop towards that foot of the side that you're reaching to. Reach and reach. Bring your arms up to shoulder height each time at center. Reach and reach. So you'll feel a little bit of inner thigh stretch. So you're bending the knee that you're reaching towards. The other leg stays straight. Breathing here. Reach and reach. Good. For another 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Now look at that. We are in a second position. Heels in, toes out, head, shoulders, hips, all in a straight line here. Arms out at shoulder height. We're going to get nice and low in that second position. Shoulders over hips. Draw little arm circles going one direction. So you're holding isometrically. Low in this plie here. Inner thighs face towards the front of the room. Knees wide, knees behind the toes. Shoulders over hips for another 3, 2. Reverse your circles. Circle, circle. Good. Breathing, you got this. Warming up those shoulders, warming up the core, warming up the quads for another 4, 3, 2. Now hold the arms out here, just lift, lift, lift an inch, lift an inch. We're gonna do this kind of stuff with weights in a little bit. At any point, if the weight stuff, drop a little lower. If at any point the weight stuff becomes too much, put the weights down and just do it with your arms like this. For another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, get lower and just hold shoulders over hips for another 8, 7, keep those knees wide, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it out. Awesome. All right, so we are going to go ahead and pick up those weights. Or if you don't have weights and you need something that's weighted, water bottles, soup cans, anything that you can hold in your hand that's gonna have a little bit of weight to it. All right. So we will start in a first position now. So that's heels in, toes out. So heels touching. Head, shoulders, and hips are all in a straight line. When we come down into our plie here, just a little bend at the knees. Quads are gonna work, core works, okay? So I wanna make sure you're not just leaning forward. Keep it nice and straight here like you've got on a back brace. Okay, adding on upper body here. So from here, we're going to plie and then press up overhead. Plie, press up overhead. So in this position, your palms are facing towards the front of the room. Your elbows are dropping to about shoulder height. 90-degree bend at the elbows. and then press. Lower and press. Good. So when you come up to stand, those inner thighs touch. 8 more like this, and then we're gonna play around with the movement. 7, 6, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Now stay low here. We're gonna pulse the plie twice, pulse the shoulders twice. Plie, plie, shoulders, shoulders. Keep those shoulders over the hips. Try not to lean forward. Don't sit the butt back. Lift, lift. So it's pulse, pulse, pulse the shoulders, feeling those quads. Breathe. Lift, lift. Quads, quads, shoulders, shoulders. 4 more here. 3 more. Quads, quads, shoulders, shoulders. 2 more. First, lift, lift. Last one, but we're not done. Hold here, pulse the plie, down an inch, down an inch. Hold those elbows at shoulder height here. Try not to round the back, keep the shoulders back. Ears over shoulders for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brief rest. Come back out to this position, very brief rest. So now as you come into first position, your palms are gonna rotate right to shoulder height here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So your shoulders, wrists, and elbows are all in the same line there. Lower and lift. Good, getting that little rotation there. Good, try to relax the ears out of the shoulders for 8, so relaxing the neck. 7, 6, 5 more. 4 more. Whew. 3, I know. I'm there with you too. If you need to put the weights down, that's fine, but if you can keep them, keep them. 1. Now from here, close and open. Close and open. Now when you're opening, you want those shoulder blades to squeeze back together here. So close, squeeze those shoulder blades. Close, squeeze the shoulder blades. So you're getting some upper back. Close and open. Close and open. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5 more. 4, 3, I know. 2, whew. 1, stay low, lift an inch. Pulse the goalpost position. Pulse, pulse, stay low in that plie. Keep the core engaged. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Set those weights down a second. Just open and close here with the arms. Moving through that chest. Good, shaking off those shoulders a bit. All right, so we started to engage the upper back. Let's continue to engage it more with a reverse fly. So hinging forward at the hips here. Show you from the side. Slight bend at the knees. Hinge forward at the hips. My ears stay in line with my shoulders. I'm looking a few feet out in front of me on the mat here. Slight bend at the elbows, palms facing one another. You're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together here, okay? So reverse fly working the back. Get ready in 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's squeeze and lower, squeeze and lower. So these are singles. We're gonna play with the tempo shortly. Good, squeeze the shoulder blades. Back and lower, back and lower. 5 more, 5, and then we'll do tempos of 3, 4 more. You'll see what I'm talking about. 3, 2, follow me. 1, now we go high, higher, highest, lower. 1, 1, 2, 3, and lower. Good, high, higher, highest. So you're just progressively getting that squeeze there. It's just staggered. 1, 2, 3, and lower. High, higher, highest, lower, down. Trying not to strain the neck. Keeping that slight bend at the knees. Tailbones lifted. 2 more. Lift. 2, 3. Last one, then we'll pulse. Lift. 2, 3, and lower. Come back up high. Squeeze, back an inch, back an inch. So your shoulder blades are like squeezing together, back and down. Okay, so kind of think of that. You're retracting the shoulder blades there. Pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, roll the shoulders back and forwards a couple times. All right, so coming into second position, we're gonna get a little bit into biceps and triceps here. There's gonna be a lot of second position tonight. Heels in, toes out. Your elbows are gonna be in at your hips. This is one of my favorites. So as we play down, your palms are gonna face the ceiling. You're just gonna extend those arms. Your weights are about shoulder height, and then retract, bring those elbows back into your ribs here. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's press and in, out and in. So those elbows bend and just come back into the ribs. Breathing, reach, reach. Making sure your feet are wide enough where your knees stay behind the toes. In this plie, making sure your shoulders are over your hips, your core is nice and tight. 7, 6, 5 more, and then we'll do some pulses. 4 more. For the pulses, you'll stay low in the plie. 2 more. Stay nice and low. Lift an inch, lift an inch. Move, just working those shoulders and biceps. Elbows stay bent, palms to the ceiling. You'll feel these biceps here. Lift, lift, good, lift it. Get low in that plie if you can. Let's work those quads and inner thighs. Lift, lift, good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, triceps. Your thumbs are gonna be in like at your armpits. Those elbows are gonna stay lifted. You're gonna squeeze the pinkies to the ceiling and then back into the armpits here with the weights. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Out and in. Pinky to the ceiling. Squeeze that pinky to the ceiling, you got this. You will feel some shoulders too. Good, you got this. Reach, reach. Should be feeling the triceps by now. Make sure you're like extending as much as you can, like trying to reach those pinkies to the ceiling there, especially if you're not feeling the triceps. 8, 7, 6, 5, then we got pulses of course. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, hold here, lift an inch, lift an inch. Pinkies to the ceiling, lift, ow. Shoulders burning, triceps burning, we got this. Get lower in the plie. Stay with me here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put those weights down. We're done with those puppies. Good. All right, so giving yourself a tricep stretch. Bringing that opposite arm, one arm back behind you. Lightly press on the elbow here, like you're trying to pat your back with the other hand. And switch sides. Breathe. Good. One arm out in front. Shoulder stretch. Switch sides. And then just clasp the hand behind your back, open up the chest into the front of the shoulders here. All right, cool. So this is where you might end up needing balance of something. I'm not sure, but if you want to challenge your balance, don't use something to balance on. If you do, you can have like a chair or a stool or something just next to you on one side. So just start in a way where you're gonna be facing me. So just for the sake, so head, shoulders, hips are all gonna be in a straight line here. We're gonna start in second position. Just for the sake of actually all being on the same page. If you're using a bar or a balance, your left side's gonna be on that balance. Your right leg's gonna be the one doing some movement here. So from here, we're in second, heels and toes out. And from here, let's just plie and get this plie all down and ready. In 3, 2, let's go. It's 12, 11, good. So in that plie, shoulders over hips, just like we were doing earlier, knees nice and wide, inner thighs face the front of the room. 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna do an oblique squeeze, so it's going to be plie, oblique squeeze. So in that oblique squeeze, this is your oblique. You use the balance of something if you need it. Squeeze, back to plie, okay? 3, 2, let's go. So it's plie, oblique, plie, oblique, plie, squeeze. Good, so that knee and elbow are reaching together. Plie, squeeze, plie, squeeze. Make sure you're dropping that right foot low enough where the knee stays behind the toe. Plie and squeeze, plie and squeeze. Good. We got this. Keep the shoulders over hips. 8, squeeze, 7, 6, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to isolate that oblique. Balance if you need it. Squeeze and lower. So it's reach and lower. So like you're making like a diagonal line here with your right side. Squeezing that oblique, so elbow and knee come together. Little squeeze here. Reach, crunch, and reach. So it's like a standing crunch. 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna come cross body, so you'll lose that balance. So plie, and then your left knee comes to that, or left elbow comes to the right knee. 3, 2, and let's go. It's plie, cross, plie, reach. So you're working the front of the core here. So we're doing some standing core work today. Plie, crunch, plie, crunch. Good. Exhale here. Exhale here. We got this. Working the core, working the quads, and inner thighs. Cross, plie, cross. 8 more. It's 8. 7. Get low in that plie. You got it. 6. Try to keep the shoulders over hips. I have to remind myself that too. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now it's plie, hip lift. Okay? So your thigh is facing towards the front of the room. You might lean into that left thigh a little bit as you lift. 3, 2, let's go. Plie, hip lift. Plie, lift. Good, and you will feel some oblique with this on that right side again too, especially since it's all toasty and warmed up. Plie, lift. Your heart rate's gonna get up for this a little bit. Plie, lift, as if it's not already up a little bit. Plie, hip lift. 8 more. So you're feeling the side glute hip area as well. 6, 5, 4 more. Now we're gonna play with the tempo. 2 more. Last one. Now we're plieing 3 times. Let's go. So it's pulse, 2, 3, hip lift. Pulse. Keep that hip lift controlled. Don't just swing the leg. Pulse. 2, 3, hip lift. Good. Pulse. 2, 3. Make sure those feet land wide. Pulse. 2, 3, and lift. Good. And lift. Pulse. 2, 3. Lift that hip. Working hip, side glute area. 6 more. You're halfway. Pulse. 2, 3, and 5 more. Pulse. Keep the shoulders over hips. 4 more. Stay nice and low. 3 more. We got this. And then we'll kind of move it around a little bit again. 2 more. Pulse. 2, 3. Remember you have that bar or whatever there for balance if you need it. Last one. Now we're gonna plie once. Pulse. 2. I need balance here. 3, and plie. So you're pulsing the hip lift. 2, 3, plie. Good. Challenge that balance if you've got it in you. Plie. Pulse the hip. 2, 3, plie. There we go. We got it. Pulse. 2, 3, plie. Good. Keeping those knees nice and wide. Inner thigh faces towards the front of the room in the plie. 5 more here. Pulse. 2, 3, plie, 4 more, pulse, 2, 3, plie, 2 more, pulse, 2, 3, and then we're just gonna isolate that hip lift. Last one, pulse, 2, 3, plie, good. So let that left toe face forward, slight bend at that left knee, balance on something if you need it, if not, you can have your hand on your hip. We're just gonna lift and lower. Thigh faces forward, toes pointed. Lift and tap, lift and tap, good. Slight bend of that knee, your weight will shift a little bit over towards that left side, but try not to have it like too shifted. I wanna work some of that balance as well. Lift and lower, lift and lower. So you got that slight bend of that stabilizing knee, that'll help you balance. 8 more, 8. Remember, you're not just swinging the leg, it's a lift. So that's why you want that knee facing forward. 6, 5, and then we're gonna pulse the hip. 3 more, 2, keep it high. We lift an inch, pulse it high. Feeling quad, side glute hip area right in here. Oh yeah, there it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now that right leg that you were just lifting is gonna come into a curtsy. You know I love curtsies. So that right leg is gonna swing around back behind you over to the left side. Head, shoulders, hips are all in line here. Use balance if you need it. If not, act like you're hugging your invisible tree. Dropping that back knee down towards the floor and lift. You'll feel it in this left side glute hip area. Get ready, I'll show you from the side. 3, 2, let's go. It's lower and lift, lower and lift, good. So you're dropping that back knee down towards the floor. That was an awkward transition. Drop that back knee towards the floor. So you're sitting into that left glute, quad, and hip. We got this. 8, 7, keep the shoulders over hips, core is nice and tight. 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna add a hip lift. So it's curtsy, hip lift. Whoa, look at that. All right, get ready. 3, 2, and let's go. So curtsy, hip lift. Remember, you're not swinging that leg, it's a lift. Curtsy, hip lift. So I'm slowing it down a little bit here, so that way you're not tempted to just swing that leg. Making sure that knee is facing forward as you lift the leg. Curtsy and lift. Curtsy and lift. Lost my balance. Curtsy and lift. Good. 6, 5 more. 4 more. 3, and then we'll pulse the curtsy, and then that'll be it for the side. 2 more. Last one. Get down into that curtsy, down an inch, pulse it low, pulse it low. So left foot's forward, right leg's back, right foot is over towards the left more than left foot. Down an inch, 10, 9, shoulders over hips. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, but we're gonna hold. 2, get nice and low, just hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. All right, cool. Quad stretch, both sides, so that way we're nice and fresh for the other side. Opposite foot, opposite hand. Bring that foot back towards the butt, and bring that knee and hip back slightly. So when you're doing this like balancing kind of work, you might notice that your calf muscle, like you were just balancing on your left side, your calf muscle on that left side, switch side, might be feeling a little toasty at the moment. Your foot's kind of gripping and stabilizing you. Good, okay. So other side. Actually, let's get the hip stretch first. Bring your right leg in front of the left. Bend your knees, stick your left hip out to the side. Did a lot of hip stuff. Now switch sides, left foot in front of the right. Bend the knees and stick the right hip out to the side, stretching through here. Guess who's got 2 sides? We all do. All right, so we're gonna come back into that second position, and now it's going to be that left leg that is lifting, okay? So we're gonna start from the top. So we started with plie, oblique squeeze. So you're gonna lean in towards that right foot's gonna stay on the floor, and squeeze that left side. Left knee and elbow comes together, okay? Make sure your feet are wide enough, heels and toes out, so when you come down low, knees behind the toes, shoulders over hips. Let's get that form. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's plie, squeeze, plie, squeeze, plie, oblique squeeze. Exhale as your oblique squeezing here. Use your breath to help you. Plie and squeeze. Make sure your left foot is landing wide enough where you're getting low in that plie and keeping your knees safe. Plie, squeeze, plie, squeeze, good. 8, 7, 6, and then we'll turn this into a crossbody. 5. After 4 more, that right elbow is gonna come to the left knee. 2 more. Last one. Now it's plie and cross. Plie and cross. Plie. So right knee and left elbow come cross body as you exhale, working the front of the core there. There it is. Lots of core tonight. Cross. Breathing. Plie and cross. You've got 8 more for 8. 7, you should be feeling some inner thigh here too with that second position. 4 more. 3, 2, whew. Last one. Now the hip lift. Left hip's gonna be lifting, so it's gonna be plie, hip lift. Knee faces forward, energy through the foot, toes pointed. Feet wide, heart rate's up there. 3, 2, let's go. Plie, hip lift. Plie, hip lift, good. Making sure once again that you're not just swinging that leg. It's nice and controlled. So depending on your flexibility, it's not gonna come insanely high. So the side of your thigh is facing the ceiling. We got this for 8, 7. Work that inner thigh, work that hip. 5 more. 4 more, then we're gonna pulse our plie 3 times, lift once. 2 more, lift, last one, plie, lift. Now we pulse, 2, 3, hip lift, yes, pulse, 2, 3, hip lift. Use balance of something if you need to in that hip lift, but if you're all for challenging that balance today, try not to grab onto something. 2, 3, and lift, good. 6 more, pulse. 2, 3, and lift. 5 more. Stay nice and low. 4 more. Pulse. 2, 3. Really feeling that inner thigh. Pulse. 2, 3. Just 2 more like this, and then we'll pulse the hip. Plie once though. Last one. Pulse. 2, 3, and lift. Now it's plie, lift, 2, 3. Okay. Plie, pulse. 2, there's a balance. 3, you might find one side balances better than the other. Totally normal. Plie, pulse. 2, this is my bad balance side. And lower, pulse. 2, 3, so you're keeping that left leg nice and high, knee facing forward, working that side glute, hip area, pulse. 2, 3, we've got 6 more, plie, pulse. 2, 3, then we're gonna isolate the hip lifts coming up. 4 more, pulse. 2, 3, 3 more, it's pulse. 2, 3, land those feet wide. Whew. And plie, last one, pulse. 2, 3, plie, wobbly balance there. Okay, so lean into that right side. Right knee has a slight bend. Left thigh and knee face forward. And kind of lean in a little bit, but try not too much. Lift and lower, lift and tap. So you're just gonna lift here and tap the toe, making that knee face forward, remember? So if you angle it, you're not really working that hip area, you're gonna work more into the hip flexor and quad. You don't want that lift. Or at least that's not what we're targeting right now. I should reframe. We got this. For 8, 7, and then we'll pulse the hip lift, yay. 6, 5 more. Come on, keep that core tight to stabilize you. 2 more. Last one, get that leg high, lift an inch, pulse, pulse, good. Woo, feeling that side glute, hip area, lift an inch, you're just lifting a few inches there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now that left leg is going to sweep around back behind you over towards the right for our curtsy, okay? Let's practice that curtsy and then we'll add on the fun stuff. Get ready in 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's curtsy and lift. So you're sitting into that right glute, right quad, so that leg that's forward, dropping that back left knee down towards the floor. Keep your shoulders over hips here, ears in line with your shoulders. We got it. 8, 7. If your back knee is doing something weird or crunchy, try to change the angle. If not, come back to like second position. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to curtsy, hip lift, nice and controlled, okay? In 3, 2, so both hips are working, let's go. So it's curtsy, hip lift, curtsy, hip lift, finding that balance. Remember, you can use something to balance on if you need. Curtsy, lift. So it's a lift, not a swing. Oh, right quad is on fire, guys. Right glute is on fire. Curtsy, lift, curtsy, lift. 4 more. 3 more. Ooh, lost some balance. 2 more. Last one, curtsy, lift. Now get back into that curtsy, hold low. Down an inch, pulse it low, shoulders over hips. Stay nice and low. Dropping the back knee towards the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Woo, baby. Quad stretch again. Opposite foot to opposite hand. Push that foot into the hand and bring that knee and hip back slightly. And switch sides, please. All right, so we're gonna leave the lower body alone for a little bit, and we're gonna come to some abs. All right, cool. Bring your right leg in front of the left, bend the knees, stick the left hip out to the side. And switch sides for me. Other side, left foot in front of right, bend the knees, stick the right hip out to the side, stretching through here. Ooh, feels nice. That was the toasty side. All right, grab a sip of water if you need it. We're gonna come on down to the mat. Okay, very cool. So coming on down to that mat. So we'll be on our back to start. So we're gonna start in a Pilates scissor and bicycle. I just really like this sequence because it really makes things toasty in here. So your right leg is gonna be nice and straight, energy through the foot, or one leg, bottom leg, I don't care. The other leg up towards the ceiling. So both legs are straight, energy through the foot, toes pointed. If you curl the toes, your feet might cramp, just try to point those toes. Shoulder blades up off the floor here, you're grabbing around that calf muscle. We're gonna pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Modification, you can bring that bottom knee, or that knee, in towards your chest. So it's pulse, pulse. Exhale, exhale, inhale on the switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse. Good. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Nice audible breath, like you're blowing out birthday candles there. Pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, shoulder blades hovering up off the floor. 3, then we'll go to bicycle. 2, 1, hands behind the head, opposite shoulder and elbow towards opposite knee. Reach and reach, cross and cross. So same thing, exhale as you're reaching cross body, inhales you're switching. If If you want to make it harder, kind of angle those feet towards the floor. Let your low back press into the floor. Modification, you can keep one foot on the floor at all times here, doing that cross body. Good. Cross and cross. Reach and reach. You're lifting that shoulder blade. So it's not just reaching the elbow across, because that's just kind of working like your neck. So work that core. 8, 7, 6. Then we'll go right back to Pilates scissor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pilates scissor. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale on the switch. Keeping those shoulder blades hovering up off the floor. Good, you got this. Core should be feeling a little toasty. Abs feeling a little toasty here. Pulse, pulse. You got this, stay with me here. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch for another 8. Almost there. 7, 6, 5 more. 4 more. 3, then we'll go back to bicycle. 2, and 1, hands behind the head, cross and cross. Working on that core endurance, reach and reach, cross and cross. Stay with it here. Breathing, you got it, almost there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, core's toasty, very nice. So from here, we're gonna bring our feet wide. Okay, so feet nice and wide. Arms are up overhead. Modification, you can do a little bent the knees. So we're going to do roll-ups here. So your feet are actually gonna be about hip apart. So roll-ups, so we're going to exhale. As we're lifting up, you're gonna bring your arms out in front of you. Lift your vertebrae off the floor, one at a time, like a strand of pearls. Then you're gonna bring that right hand cross body towards the left pinky, reaching that left arm behind you. Back to center, arms wide, making a T, and then cross body the other side. Back to center, arms out in front, roll the spine down, little bend at the knees here. Good. Back up again, exhale, lift. Bring your right pinky over towards that left foot, cross body. Back to center, left hand over towards that right toe. Arms back to center, roll on down. One vertebrae at a time. Arms up overhead. Bring, if you want to challenge, keep your arms up overhead, or you can bring those arms out in front. So challenge here, trying to keep those arms up overhead. Reach that right arm towards the left pinky. Usually that left arm comes back behind you to center. Now right side. Center, arms in front, roll down. Good, exhale, roll on up. We'll do 2 more like this. Remember, keeping your arms up at the ceiling is gonna make it harder. Arms out, reach that right pinky, or right hand toward that left toe. Back to center. Good, roll down, last one, and then we're gonna stay lifted. Exhale, roll yourself up. Woo. Bring that right hand towards that left pinky, left hand back behind you. We're gonna reach, 2, 3, center, make a T, cross, 2, 3, and center. Reach, 2, 3, inhale, good. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Reach to center, so those arms come nice and wide. If you're making a T here, reach, 2, 3. So as you reach cross body, you're working that oblique, which is the side of your core. Reach, 2, 3. 4 more here. Reach, 2, 3. 3 more. Reach, 2, 3. 1 more each side. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Last one now. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. Arms out in front. Roll yourself back down again. Staying with that kind of idea, your legs are gonna come up to the ceiling now. So you're gonna reach, opposite hand towards opposite shin, ankle, toes, whatever you can reach there, okay? So arms kind of like your guarding position here. From here, we're gonna reach and reach. Cross body, reach and reach. So feeling that core as you reach, shoulder blades coming off the floor. Cross and cross. Try to keep your feet over your hips if you can. Your feet are about shoulders width apart. So you're reaching to the side of that shin, foot, whatever you can reach there. If your legs are short like mine, it'll be fairly easy to reach your foot. 8, 7, breathe, make sure you're exhaling as you lift. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet on the floor. When I move during that, hands behind the head. From here, we're just gonna crunch and lower. Exhale. Good. Try to keep your ears in line with your shoulders, keeping like a fist distance between your chin and chest. 7. Now it's 8, 7. Exhale as you lift. 6, 5. Then we're gonna pulse to the top. 4 more. 3, 2. Stay high, lift an inch, pulse. Pulse, good. Let that low back push in towards the mat, belly button towards the spine here. Should feel toasting on fire for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, reach your arms up overhead. Legs straight, act like someone is pulling you from your fingertips and toes. Take a couple of breaths there. All right, rolling on over. We're going to do a teensy bit of plank, and then we're going to quickly get glutes, okay? So in plank here, we're gonna get just a shoulder tap. So I'm gonna show you, you'll be nice and high plank, opposite hand taps towards opposite shoulder. In your plank, you want your shoulders over wrists, your upper back is engaged, your core is tight, your hips aren't sinking down to the floor, they're also not way up high. So core is nice and tight here. Alternating sides, all right, get ready. Modification, you can do so on your knees, just make sure that core stays engaged. So you're not just here, core, okay? In 3, 2, let's go. It's tap and lower, tap and lower. Alternating sides, trying to keep your hips evenly facing the floor as much as you can. Cross, cross, and lower. If this is too much, you can just hold a plank. You can also hold a plank on your elbows if this is too much on your wrist. Tap and tap. 8, 7, 6, we're almost there. 5, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose, feet together, knees wide, reach your arms out in front of you. Take a big deep breath, inhale and exhale, 1 more. Good. All right, so now just finishing with some glutes, and then that'll be it. You're almost there. So rolling over onto your back. Your feet are gonna be about hips width apart. In this position, you should be able to like tickle the back of your ankle. Palms into the floor. We're just gonna lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and lower. So just a bridge here, okay? If you are feeling any discomfort on your knees, you might wanna shift the position of your butt closer or a little further away from your knees, just seeing if that personally helps you. If you're feeling more hamstrings than glutes, scoot your butt down towards your feet. 3, 2, and let's go. It's lift and lower. Lift the hips. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Lift those hips, squeeze the glutes, good. Lift, good. So getting those hips high enough where you feel those glutes squeeze. 8 more, come on, get them high for 8. 7, as you can tell, we're not rushing through this. We really want to get that squeeze at the top. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2. Now keep it high. Lift an inch, lift an inch. You're lifting those hips an inch. You're staying at the tippity top of the move so your butt's tight the whole time. Lift, lift. good. Pulse it high, pulse it high. We got this here. Stay with it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're gonna take that left leg, lift it up towards the ceiling, and now we're going to lower and lift, lower and lift. So your right glute is working real hard. Lower that left leg and lift, lower. So you're throwing some instability in here, palms into the floor. Right glute's working nice and hard for 8, 7, 6, 5 more, then we'll switch sides. 4 more, come on, keep that glute high. 3 more, hips high, right glute's working. 2 more, last one. Whew. Left foot on the floor, right leg straight, lift and lower. Lift, come on, keep the hips high. Left glute's working nice and hard now. Energy through that right foot, toes pointed. Your quad is working a little bit too, legs nice and straight on that right side. Left glute's working, lift, lift. We got it, come on, get those hips higher for 8. We're almost there. Work's almost done. 7, 6, 5 more, 4 more, 3, and then we'll pulse both of them together. 2 more, last one. Feet on the floor, hips are high, lift an inch, pulse, pulse, good. Squeeze the glutes, almost there. Making sure you're breathing, don't hold your breath. Pulse it high, pulse it high. Pulse, pulse, good. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 1 with a hold. 4, 3, 2, static hold, hips high, just squeeze those glutes, hold. Keep those hips nice and high, hold, come on, you got this. Core is nice and tight too, hips are high, glutes squeeze, stay with me here. Breathe, you got this. For another 10, 9, shoulders into the mat. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Ha, you made it. Good, drop your knees to the right and arms to the left. Little twist here. And switch sides. Very good. So from here, rolling over onto all fours. We're gonna move through cat and cow. So your your hips are right over your knees, shoulders over wrists. We're gonna round that back like a cat, and then cow here. So arch that back, Halloween cat, core engages, tailbone points towards the floor now, tailbone, chin, chest, all towards the ceiling. Exhale, core engages. Inhale, your back will engage and you'll feel the core stretching. Back stretches here. About 2 more there. Cat and cow, last one. Good, toes tucked under, come up into a downward dog. Hips up towards the ceiling here. Heels pressing in towards the mat. Now we're gonna lift one heel as the other presses lower towards the mat and then switch sides. Just alternating sides here, getting a good calf stretch. So a lot of that balance stuff, like I said earlier, worked your calf muscles. So get that nice stretch there. Your feet also we're helping you balance, especially if you weren't using a bar, so this will you'll feel a stretch into them as well. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring your feet wide, toes facing forward. Bring your chest down towards the floor. If you can reach your hands in between your legs, go for it. Getting a little deeper stretch there. Just let your head fall heavy. Good, feeling glutes and hamstrings stretching. Now give a little bend at the knees and then stick your tailbone up towards the ceiling, and then you'll feel a little bit more glutes here. Good, release. Slightly lift that chest, bend the left knee, straighten the right, press that right inner thigh towards the mat as you lean into the left side, stretching that right inner thigh. We did a lot of second position tonight. And switch sides. Good, back to center. Heel toe the feet in. Slowly roll up, head the last thing to come up. One more hip stretch. Balance on something if you've got it. Opposite ankle onto opposite thigh. And sit down and do it here, figure 4 stretch. If you got something to balance, use it. I'd rather have you get a stretch. We're done working on our balance. And switch sides. Good, release. So we already got an upper body stretch earlier, but just interlace those fingers. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling, lean into one side. And other side. Stretching that side body there. And release. Awesome job. You guys accomplished it. Thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you next time.